Fred A. Barnett,
Mm-hmm.
born in Jefferson, Georgia
Oh,
in 1931.
how about month and day?
February the 2nd.
Uh-huh. Oh, February the 2nd.
Yeah, I'm a groundhog.
All right. And how about the school you went?
I went to Cumming High School and Berry College for 1 year at Berry College.
Hmm.
And that's just before Korea broke out.
Okay. And how about your family at the time?
They were scattered all over the U.S. It's just about, my mother was from Georgia, and she was in Cumming, Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
and she lived to be 88, and she was there. And all my brothers and sisters, I had 3 brothers, and they was all, one from Pennsylvania, one from Texas, and one from Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
and I was from California.
Mm. So you were 19 at the time that the Korean
Right.
War broke out.
Yes.
Had you know anything about Korea before?
No, nothing.
You never learned anything about
No.
Korea from the school?
No, not. The school that I went to was a small high school, and the college was nothing to do with anything like that. That was just a small city college.
I see. What did you study at the city college?
Construction. I was learning cabinet making.
Oh,
Done
you
that.
mean wood? With wood?
Wood, yes.
Ah, so you are carpenter.
I was a carpenter.
Yeah.
I retired 2 years ago.
Oh, you must be good.
I was good enough. And I was a contractor for up until 2 years ago, and then I gave it up completely after I got out of service.
So you didn't know anything about Korea when the Korean War broke out?
No.
And were you drafted or did you
No,
enlist?
I enlisted.
Why?
Korean War was on.
Uh-huh.
All my brothers had been in World War II, so they said don't go in the Army, so I joined the Air Force.
Oh, you're the Air Force too.
Right.
But you might lose your life.
I could have that.
But why did you enlist?
Why did I enlist?
Yeah. It was just obligation?
Yeah,
Duty?
obligation. That's the whole thing. All my brothers, I'd had 3 brothers and 2 brothers-in-laws in the Army during World War II.
Oh, you lost all of them?
No, I didn't lose any of them.
Oh, any of them? Okay.
No. They all lived through it, and they're all gone now, but I was the baby of the family.
Mm-hmm.
I was the youngest one. And
So what was your reaction when you first heard about the Korean War?
I said, well, I guess I'll have to go. That's about it. So, and I was willing. That didn't bother me to go in. I just didn't want to go in the Army.
Why not Army?
Well, they had all been in the Army, and they told me how rough it was and everything. I said, well, I'll try the Air Force. Maybe I'll get to fly. But it didn't work.
All right, so do you remember when you enlist?
I don't remember the exact date.
Yeah, but month. Was it 19?
It was 1950,
Mm-hmm.
probably in April or May. I'm not even sure, but let's see. Could have been in October, but I don't think so. That's when I got out, was in October. I spent 10 years in, but I got out in October, so it would have
April
been,
or the May.
yeah.
And where did you receive the basic training?
In Texas at, what was it? I don't remember
Okay. Yeah.
the name.
What kind of training did you receive, and what was your specialty?
Nothing special on it, just walking and getting learning how to march and everything. That's the only thing.
So what?
I only had 4 weeks of basic training.
Mm-hmm. How did you like it?
It's okay. Wasn't anything. I'd been working all my life before that, and so it was just something else. Doing more walking than I did anything else.
After that, where did you go and what happened? What was your specialty? What did you do in the Air Force?
I was a carpenter.
Huh?
A carpenter.
Oh, you worked as a carpenter in the Air
Yeah.
Force too?
I went to my first thing was in Tennessee, and I walked in and they said, we're going to put you in the carpenter shop.
Good.
Or in the hobby shop.
Uh-huh.
And that's where I started off because I'd had some cabinet work and knew how to use a saw. And they were going to put me in the hobby shop, teach other people, keep them safe, not run us through the saw like that.
Wow, this carpenter in the Air Force.
Right.
That's a
Yeah, unusual.
unusual
Right.
combination, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I tell everybody, I says I was a pilot. I'd pick it up here and pilot over here. But I was hoping to go in and be a pilot, but
Uh-huh.
that didn't work out. I stayed 2.5 years there, or a year and a half. I don't remember the exact amount of time. Then I went to Korea.
So what unit did you belong to? Were you in the 5th Air Force or what?
I think it's 5th Air Force. I'm not sure.
Oh. You don't remember your
I
unit?
don't remember what it was.
Okay.
That's been 60 years
Yeah,
ago.
I know. So how did you end up in Korea? When was it? When
they
was
were
it?
shipping a lot of people out and going to Korea.
When was that? When did you leave for Korea?
It had to be in 52.
Mm-hmm.
And I stayed in Korea for a year.
Mm-hmm.
I got out about 2 weeks before the war ended in Korea, and I don't remember when that was exactly.
Oh, that must be 1953.
Yeah, in 53 is when I got out.
No. When did you go? You said that 2 weeks before the war ended, you
Right.
were there?
I came back.
Oh, you came back. Okay.
I was there up until 2 weeks before it ended.
Uh-huh. Did you receive any special training to be dispatched to Korea?
No.
One
No.
day they just called you up and asked
They
you
didn't
to
say
go to
that.
Korea?
Yeah.
Huh.
They gave me orders to go to catch a boat or plane or whatever to go to Korea. I was
Mhm.
going to the war zone.
So where did you go?
I went from here, from San Francisco to Japan, and got off there and went from Japan to Korea the next 2 days or so, like that, and was in there.
You were Air Force, but you didn't fly.
I didn't fly. They sent me over by ship. I flew from Japan to Korea by flight. And
How was being in a boat in the Pacific Ocean?
it didn't bother me.
Oh,
I didn't get sick or anything like that.
you're lucky.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Yeah.
But it didn't bother me.
So, did you fly from Japan to Korea?
Yes.
Oh, how come?
Well, that's what they were flying everybody out of Japan over to Korea, and we'd land there. And I think majority of the people at that time were going that way. They wanted you to get scared because we'd had 2 planes as U.S. planes is flying along beside this I didn't know whether it was World War II planes or what it was.
Do you remember when you left for Korea from Japan? Month? What month was it? In 1952?
It was in 1952. It had to be,
Around summer?
yeah, around the summertime, July, somewhere in there.
So where did you arrive in Korea?
K-13 is the only thing I can remember the name.
Uh-huh.
I think that was right. I'm not sure on that. That would be in my record somewhere.
Okay. Do you have pictures and record? Do you have?
I don't have any anymore. My mother, I left all my pictures and everything with my mother, and that was in Georgia, and she got rid of everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was the situation in K-13 at the time that you arrived?
It was good, and we didn't. They'd been run out of K-13 2 or 3 times, and then they'd come back in and they'd sit down there. But that was it. I think it's Suwon. Is it?
Yeah,
Sound
yeah.
like K-13?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, I remember it.
So the situation was mostly stabilized.
Yes,
No fights.
no fights at that time.
Uh-huh.
And we used to go out on patrol, find out what was going on around. Maybe, and I was like 30, 40 miles south of Seoul, so I didn't get into any of it. But
What did you do? Did you do carpenter job there
I
too?
was a carpenter there.
Oh, what did you do? Tell me.
Well, hadn't you seen the? No, I started saying the planes that had the wood on them. No, but no, it was just working on anything that on the base that had wood in it, and I'd have to fix it up. But some of it would be fixing where the tents were, the bathrooms were, whatever it's in, had wood in it, and then I'd work on it. Sometimes it'd be to fix I don't really remember doing a whole lot of work there as a carpenter, but that was what my AFSC was.
How many carpenters were there in the K-13?
I think there was 2 or 3 carpenters there, and then had 2 Korean carpenters.
Oh, you work with the Korean carpenters?
Yeah.
Do you remember their name?
No.
No?
No.
Uh-huh. How were they?
How were they?
Yeah.
They were fine. There were no problems.
How about their skill as a carpenter?
They were good carpenters.
Really?
Yeah. But they were working for the government. I mean, for the Air Force at that time, and they worked in. They were there before I got there, working there.
So you had a good relationship with them?
Oh yeah, and very good relationship. I don't remember names, but that's been a couple of years ago, a couple of decades ago, I should say.
Any dangerous moment during your service?
Yeah, I had one dangerous. I was out, but it was Americans shooting at me, not knowing it.
Oh, so it was a friendly
fire. But they had a railroad track that came by right at the end of the runway, and we had been out on a patrol, just looking around to see what it was, maybe 2 miles away, and then was coming back, and the patrol split. Part of went one way, and I went another with a couple of guys, and we came in, and I was walking down the railroad track, and they had a bridge going over a creek, which was dry at the time. And I was walking over that, and somebody opened fire, and I'd heard maybe 8 or 10 shots. And what's that? So I lay down between the tracks. I was up maybe 10 feet above the ground there. And it was rice paddies on the other side, and the rice paddies were Oh, they was probably 100 yards away. The two of them there, and from where I was, and they hit the railroad track about that close to me.
Wow.
And we got up. The lieutenant was down below me on the flat ground, and I went down with him, and we went over to see what was going on, and found these GIs in there shooting at ducks laying in the creek. So that's what it was, is them shooting. That's why it's friendly fire.
Ah.
They wasn't shooting at me, they were shooting at ducks down there.
Right, yeah. So you didn't have any encounter with North Korean or the
No.
Chinese?
No.
No.
Not
Okay.
at all.
Mm-hmm. How was life in that K-13? Where did you sleep? And
We had a big tent. I think there was 12 of us in this tent with things, and it was a big tent, huge. And I slept there all the time I was over there.
were you able to take shower?
Yeah, we had showers.
Wow.
Not in the tent, but I mean, have to go out and go to it in the wintertime when there's snow on the ground like this.
Did you have hot water there?
Yeah,
Oh,
we did have hot
good,
water.
Good.
Yeah,
How about food?
Yeah, we had plenty of food, and they had a mess hall we'd go to all the time. And food was fair. I mean, it wasn't better than what I get here.
Really?
It's good.
What was the favorite of yours?
I think we had a lot of steak over there. And I think any kind of steak is good. We had chicken, fried chicken, and everything else over there at the time.
You had a good time.
It was good there.
I mean, the soldiers at the front line, they slept in the sleeping bag.
Yeah.
They had a sea ration. Sometimes they out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
I had a sleeping bag. I slept in the sleeping bag but I had a cot.
Yeah.
I was on the cot, so.
And you are the carpenter. You can make your own bed, right?
Yeah, I made it. Yeah, but it wasn't bad, really.
Good. What was the most rewarding moments during your service?
During my service, I spent 10 years in. See, I think my most rewarding was in Germany after the war, after World War II, and after Korea. I went to Germany for 5.5 years.
Uh-huh.
So I was there or 4.5 years it was.
Can you speak German?
I could at that time, but I can't now. I could speak quite a bit of Korean when I was there.
Uh-huh.
I could tell the guys what I wanted done, things like that. I don't know any of it anymore. Just forgotten it. Not using anything anymore during the day.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Do you remember how much were you paid as a carpenter in the Air Force?
I think I got $75 a month when I was there.
What did you do with that money?
I saved most of it to get back to the States. I was trying to save money to buy a motorcycle in California and drive it to Georgia, but I didn't do it.
You did nice.
This buddy of mine that I met in Korea, we was going to buy motorcycles and ride them back. They got over here and he called up Georgia and talked to his girlfriend there, and she convinced him to come home. So he was about an hour ahead of me getting off the boat. And when I got there, he said, I just called home and I called to get an appointment on the plane. I'm going to go home. So we didn't buy it.
How was civilian life around K-13 when you were there?
It was good around there. There was quite a few. There's a small town. I don't remember how many people in that town. Probably 8 or 10,000 at the most. But there was no problems with them at all.
Mm. Did they have enough food at the time?
I don't know them. I think they did.
Did you used to go out of the base?
Yeah,
what did you do?
Those things you don't want to know. No, I used to go hunting over there a lot.
Hunting?
Yeah, hunting for pheasants.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Were there pheasants?
They had a lot of pheasants over there, and around this, there was two.
Even during the war?
Yeah, during the war. They had pheasants in there, and they had quail, pheasants, and doves. I don't know whether they had them all over or not, or whether it was just this one section, because there was I would say 200 acres of rice fields right next to the base on the other side of the bay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that we used to go over there and hunt pheasants, and I'd kill them and then give them to somebody that's out there, the Koreans that would be there.
What gun did you use?
I had a shotgun, 12-gauge shotgun. I don't know where I got it. I didn't have it when I got back over here, but I used to get it over there and go hunting. I think they had it in the officers, or in the place where you could rent them or get them and go. You didn't have to rent. You had to buy your shells, and that's all.
Oh, you had to buy your shell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to go hunting for that. You do that and wear a pistol on the side just in case anything happened.
Yeah.
We had to have the pistol with us. That was a .45 usually.
Were there many pilots in K-13?
Yes, K-13 was a big base. The one that I was sitting on, I can't, was at the end, and we had the jets, the first jets that was over there, and the rest of it was P-51s, I think.
How often do they in the air?
Every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
Many were wounded and died of?
A few of them were shot down and died. But there's, I think in my squadron there was only one that was shot down and killed. And he was he was an officer of pretty high rank. He was a colonel. And I don't remember exactly what it was.
What is the impact of serving as a Korean War veteran upon your life? What do you think? What was the overall impact of your service on your life?
It's been real good, really. It gets me in here for one thing, and that's great.
What is good about it? Benefit?
Benefits here. Benefits have been good ever since I got out of the Air Force. But that's I would say the main thing right there. Benefits.
Have you been back to Korea?
No.
Oh.
I would. I just haven't. I went the other way when I got back here. Going to Germany is the other way away from here. Closest I've been since then was where the war started over here for Korea.
Do you know that there is a revisit program by the Korean government so that you don't have to pay, you just pay 70% of the airfare and everything else will be free for a week?
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't know?
No, I hadn't heard that.
You want to go back?
I'd like to go.
Yeah.
I really would.
Yeah.
I would like to have somebody that I know go with me. I wouldn't want to go over there by myself, but if there's another veteran in here that wanted to go, yeah, I'd love to go. And that I don't keep up with it that much, but I do. I hear about it, and it rings up here and say, hey, that used to be where I was.
I mean, you have a very clear image of Korea back in 1952.
Right.
And what do you think that is the importance of the Korean War veterans? Their legacy, what is it?
I would say that, hey, it got back, and we did good over there getting them back into society, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
And that everything that we did for them was good.
Any message to young generations about the war or as a Korean War veteran?
No, Korea was okay. South Korea was great for us. We got in there, we won, they were good to us, and I think we should be good to them at this day and time.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, if they need help, just like North Korea is giving problems now, and I'd be glad to. I'd go back if anything happened, and they said if I wasn't so old.
That's awfully nice. Do you have any nightmare out of your service or anything like
never.
that? No?
Never do.
Mm.
Every time now my nightmares are in me doing carpenter work. I've built more houses without in my sleep than I have outside.
Yeah, you did a good job for many people. You know,
Yeah.
carpentry is what
Oh,
Jesus
yeah.
did too.
Right.
You know?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
All right.